We are looking at earnings growth rates at 25% for the S&P 500, or almost there, and that's a pretty big number. So it's not that surprising. But here's what shocks me is that people aren't looking ahead and saying, wait a minute, this can't last forever.
Yeah, well, how long do you think it will last then? I mean, because forever's a long time, but this has been a long bull market as well, Gina.
Well, yes, but this bull market has had phases, and this latest phase really started at the election. Once we came into the election, we knew what the results were. Generally speaking, the markets were pricing in some kind of fiscal stimulus or tax cut. The tax cut came. The fiscal stimulus, I think, is really going to be a challenge, especially given the news out of the kind of regular news cycle that's happening out of the White House. So I would say that the tax stimulus is what we got, and we are looking at this probably slowing down within the next 6 to 9 months, which means that within 6 months, I think we start looking at Europe as a better bet than the U.S.
You know, there was a lot of fear about the new incoming Mexican president, a far leftist. Some even called him a communist. They call him AMLO. López Obrador is his last name. Do you think we were overly concerned about him? There's a bit of a honeymoon, it seems, going on with Mexico right now, which I don't think a lot of people expected.
No, a lot of people didn't. In fact, if you look at the emerging markets, they're really going the way of Canada, with one exception, which is Mexico. And you're right. I think this is a honeymoon. We still don't really know what his policies are going to be. And not every single one of them is going to lay up as a good thing for Mexico. So I would say that this honeymoon period is probably not a bad time if you are in Mexican equity to take some profits, because I do actually think that emerging markets as a whole are really, sort of staring at the abyss of a bear market, really led by China. And I think it will be hard for López Obrador on his own to sort of keep Mexico afloat on just promises.